Why can't gay people donate blood? It started as a protection method against HIV. The two groups most affected were gay men and people who had blood products. This is how many children got infected. Should it be removed now? Yes, because tracking of blood is better and testing much easier. It's not because of the act. It's because the population of gay men has a much higher incidence of AIDS, HIV infection. In the USA, of about 35,000 new infections, about 26,000 are men who sleep with men. The CDC estimates that 1 in 6 gay or bisexual men will contract HIV in their lifetime. Testing does not always register new cases, and can be inaccurate. It is easier and more effective to keep the blood supply as clean as possible. Then test as a precaution, not the first line of defense. Some places ask men and women if they have had sex with a man who had sex with a man. So it's not about being gay, just high HIV risk from man-on-man promiscuity. HIV detection still isn't great. Gay men tend to be the highest risk demographic. They could theoretically donate HIV-positive blood for 36 months before it can be detected. So unless that's changed, the policy should remain in place. It's a holdover from the AIDS epidemic of the 80s because so many gay men were getting it. It was originally called gay-related immunodeficiency or GRID. Most people believe that question inappropriate and should be abolished, since they screen all the blood anyway. I think I just saw something that says it's trending that way. I am astonished that you answered a health-related question falsely. You are a menace to society. People like you should be sued publicly. Whether you are healthy or not. Whether you think this is logical for you or not. When it comes to other people's lives, you shouldn't take things by how you think. There are laws that should be followed. I mean, donating doesn't mean you have to be abstinence. You just have to practice safe sex and get tested regularly. I don't see the point in lying either on the form, since plasma is supposed to help other people, and it's hard to do that if the plasma is contaminated. Not good. Your argument, but heteros have anal sex too, is pretty weak. You know as well as anyone else that the frequency of anal sex in hetero community is nowhere near as high as in gay community. I think with advent and high use of PrEP leading to much lower rates of HIV in gay community, the law needs to change. But before PrEP, HIV rates per capita were highest in gay community. IV drug users and immigrants from sub-Saharan Africa. These are just demographic facts and the reasons for the blood donation rules. In fact, the whole scare about HIV in the 80s mirrors that of COVID today. Hetero community in developed countries have never been at great risk of HIV. Same like majority of people are not at great risk from COVID. You shouldn't have lied on the medical questionnaire. You're messing with real lives and that's not cool to do. Disease, I imagine? It's the same reason why if you spent more than 6 months in the UK from 19,801,997, you can't donate blood in the US. Despite your chances of having VCJD being low. As with HIV, it's a high enough risk that it's not something they want to deal with. Because people have contracted AIDS from blood transfusions. Homosexual men are a high risk factor in contracting AIDS. Call it a red flag. And any self-respecting person that is involved in high-risk sexual behavior should not be donating blood, regardless of orientation or gender. So you lied on the form? Given these circumstances, that's really dishonest of you and so disappointing given there's a period of months that could go undetected. Beside the other facts folks are posting here, there was a dark time during the initial AIDS crisis in the 1980s where some activists were purposely tainting the blood supply by giving blood when they knew they were infected. The thought was if more non-gay people were infected, more would be done about it. It backfired as much as you would imagine it would. I worked at a place where we digitized government documents for search engines, and for a while, there was regular list of places that had put tainted blood into the blood banks. See you in the down votes section. This truth from the past is hated typically. Framing it as the reason that male-on-male sex is bad is disingenuous to the point of monstrosity. When health is on the line, shame on you. Because of HIV. I am a former IV drug addict. They are now allowing us to donate as long as we have 3 months clean time. We couldn't donate before because of the risk of HIV and hepatitis. As far as I am aware, they changed and now allow gay people to donate. Back in my wild days, I had a lot of unprotected straight sex and was absolutely and wildly shocked I didn't ever catch an STD. Like, wildly surprised. So with that said, I know a lot of straight people who have unprotected sex, and I myself was easily someone who was always talked into it. I can't believe I did that and how stupid I was. But I am still skeptical I never caught anything. Everyone can donate blood where I live now. It's been like that for a while. They're much more likely to have HIV. It's that simple. Gay sex has more anal sex than straight sex. Anal sex hurts equals bleeding blood equals hole equals STD.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.